we're not going to solve world peace here. Okay. I think this is important. This is not a, this is a Q&A session. Ask me anything. We're not going to solve your intimate, super detailed problem. Okay. This is to give you enough to get going. And this is all you ever need. Cool. Some of you, you may want to go, hey, DIY. Cool. And some of you, if you think, hey, this is great, but you know what? My situation is different, or I'm a lost cause, or I need some help personally one-on-one. Totally cool. Let me know. And I think I sent it in the link, and I'll do it again after this when you get the replay, that there is a way to work with me one-on-one, whether it's for a single session for 90 minutes, where we can go super in depth on you. Or some people choose to do that like over, say, a 90-day period, which is really about as long as a job search should take, to be honest. Okay. So either way, that's there. Let's get rolling. Sorry, so Champagne, let's take you off mute. And what you got?
Okay, thank you. I have a question. One of it is a more general part, and the other one is more specific. Is a slightly different situation. I do not want to work more than 20 hours a week on the average. So, I mean, it's okay if I do a full-time job on a project for 6 months. And how do you get across to the interviewer that this, I mean, I do really want to get the work-life balance, but at the same time, I don't want to appear to be, okay, great, we have to deal with the millennial slacker, and then now we got an old slacker. Specifically, I actually had an interview last week that I missed. I did go through the recording, but I missed a session because I was fortunate that I actually interviewed with the department head. It was a teaching position at a part-time teaching position at a community college. And so basically I told her, I don't want to teach 4 semesters, but I'm open to spring and summer. And she said, oh, we're still trying to scrambling to fill 4 semesters, and we'll contact you in October about spring and summer semester.
Okay.
And the last point is listening to a lot of your other YouTube stuff. I think maybe teaching at a college level, whether community college or a full-fledged 4-year college, is something that ageism doesn't seem to come into play. They seem to be okay with older people.
Sure.
That's it. Thank you.
No, it's good, good stuff. Good stuff. So here's a couple things. And there is no one size fits all. There's really not. I mean, look, I'm crazy West Texan, so I'll pull some random shit out occasionally. Yeah, the broken clock is right twice a day. So inevitably you're going to find some situation, scenario that just fits. Okay. And I had a lot of people who maybe were in the trades, okay, where ageism just doesn't really occur as much, or they don't experience counts more, or they put more value on it. Maybe what you're saying in academia, I don't know. I don't have academic experience, but let's talk about two things that struck me. Okay. Number one, very rarely, okay, are people thinking so long term. Okay. They're thinking about, hey, if I'm hiring right now, if I need something, it is what's right in front of me. I'm still trying to scramble for fall. I'm still trying to do this. I'm putting out this fire right now, and whatever I have, 3 deep on deck for what's now. So if you're not interested until spring, that's cool. That's awesome. But I'm not interested right now. That's not a no. That's just not, it's just number 29D on the depth chart of stuff I actually care about. Okay. Just think of that. Okay. So that's why I've said to people, hey, is this a priority? Is this urgent? What's your time frame? Okay. Because if someone's just kicking the tires, you then know, don't sit there by the phone. Don't sit there and just be hitting refresh on your email. Just wait. Okay. And for you, you're not a priority right now. And that's okay, because you don't want to do the fall. Totally good. Okay. The other thing is you only want to work 20 hours a week. And that's totally cool too. Okay. You know what you want. And there's someone out there that will. You're right. I loved how you said that. Yeah, some people are used to millennial slackers, and now we got the OG slackers, and I think that's the thing too. People go, oh my God, they're too old. They don't want to work. They're too picky. Well, yeah, but if they need somebody, they'll figure shit out to get what they want. I think my suggestion to you would be, um, it's better for you to weed out things than to look for that diamond in the rough. Okay. Because if you kind of go in, people, normally I'm a bigger fan of, hey, apply to things and reach out to things, even if it's not a perfect fit or if something's off, because, you'll get knocked out immediately And rightfully so. If all they're doing is on paper, hey, this person only wants to work 20 hours a week, I'm looking for full time, screw that. Got it. Understand that. If you get in a situation with a human being, I'd cut to the chase. Okay. Hey, look, I just want to be clear. I'm only looking at part time. And I think that's how you should frame this instead of really looking at, full time stuff, and applying it and then situating that. Cause then it's going to be, well, that's great. I need full time right now. So, thanks for wasting my time. You got the 5-minute look and I'm on to something else because people are only looking about what's ahead of me right now. Look for contract work, project work, and things that are only or part-time. Or when you're reaching out to somebody directly, if it's not an opening, then I would say, hey, look, I'm looking for a part-time project or contract role that's going to fill about, half time, 20 hours a week. They may know that. They may give them some comfort going, hey, I don't have to hire anybody full-time, or hey, she can come in and pick up the slack, or hey, we're overworked, or hey, we can put this off. I would approach it that way rather than trying to, well, it's a full-time job I'm in, but then I only want to do 20. Because I mean, honestly, and nothing on you, nothing on them either. I got to fill a full-time role. I'm kicking you to the curb. That's just how it's going to be because I've got 5 deep that I've got to go through.
Great
So
advice. And very quickly, the teaching job actually not exactly full time. They just go by like what classes you do. So like if you're teaching
yeah,
6 semesters, then I mean 6 credit hours, then it's part time. But
yeah,
I will keep that in mind.
yeah. Because
And
they,
should I sell myself also that I don't need benefits? Would that be a selling point, or is it just kind of like getting into the weeds?
I wouldn't lead with that. Later down the road, okay, if it came down to something, yeah, possibly. But I mean, if I'm going to bring you on full or part time anyway, you're probably not going to get them. You
Okay.
know, I mean,
Hmm.
I see stuff all over the web too, a bit about, oh, well, older employees are more expensive. And I guarantee you, okay, we're not, we're not in the back room sitting there going, well, should I hire this one or this one? Because this one's older and they're going to be sick and they're going to cost more in benefits. It doesn't go that. No, you're going to get them. You're going to get them. Okay. That's
Okay.
it. Just no one really thinks that way, you know? So anyway,
Okay.
good,
Great.
good
Thank
stuff.
you.
Good luck. Absolutely. Elvis. Elvis is in the building. Nice. I know you've never heard that.
Yes. It's been a while since I've heard that. But thanks. Okay, I have a couple of questions. I've got like 30 years of experience, but of course, I'm not going to send out a resume with all that stuff in it. I just want to know what is a good spot to maybe just cut it off. 10, 15 years, how much should I go back?
15 to 20 max.
Okay.
I mean, it's very interesting. So, yeah, because some of my most colorful stuff is way, way back.
I know.
And you go in and what I hate, absolutely hate is you're filling out someone's app and you have to go, you know, job experience, job experience, job experience. I hate that. Then on your resume, look, if you've been working 30 years, I mean, you're gonna end up in a 3-page resume and nothing flat, okay, which is bad. Um, it- I actually a good friend of mine who is a recruiter. I saw his stuff today. It was interesting. He only went back 10 years. I know, I know this guy. I know he's got a lot, but he didn't even list certain companies. He just went back. Okay. And I think that's a good thing. You know, it's not being, um, it's not lying or being duplicitous or anything like that, but I think it's a good move, of just kind of cutting it off unless it's something relevant and specific, whether it's a brand name company or whether it's something that you did. What you could do is you cut it off and you go, hey, additional experience in blah, blah, blah with such and such, ask for more details. Okay. I mean, yeah, you've got it, but we kind of get ourselves backed into a corner now with a lot of these things of people trying to do. Everybody does it. Everybody does the math in their head of working backwards. Okay, when they graduate, oh, geez, okay, they're going to be 50. Everybody does it.
Yeah.
So cut it off to what's relevant. I think no more than 20. Okay. No one's going to look. I mean, sorry, dude, but no one's going to look at you and meet you on a Zoom and go, oh, he's got to be 35. No, it's not going to happen. So I think have a realistic number of valuable experience in years, but then just cut it and say summary, additional experience, boom, 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 boom. They can figure the rest out. Hey, you want price of admission? You want that info? You got to talk to me. Okay.
Okay. normally I just, depending on who I'm sending my resume to, if my latest experience is what I'm going for, then
Right.
I'll just put 10 years. That's my latest
Yeah.
experience. That's what I'm trying to get. And I leave everything else out so that they can just look at what I
Mhm.
put on there.
If you're getting shut down a lot, okay, it's a bold move. It's a weird way of putting it, but instead of writing a chronological resume,
Yeah,
okay, because really
change it
all you're
around.
after is the
Yeah.
call. Okay, I want the call. I want to have a conversation. That's all I'm after. Then frame it as some sort of functional, and no one teaches this shit anymore. It's just so funny. Why don't you just do a functional resume? Okay. Hi, I've got experience with, and Elvis, it may have been you. I think you're the one with all the telecom experience. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Then, see, I remember it. I would put it, use that, a functional thing, kind of like a summary, but in bits and pieces. So it would be, experience with Alcatel, with Lucent, with Nokia, boom, boom, boom. And then the next one would be engineering type of, I'm not an engineer. So certain types of engineering experience. Okay. This bigger project, this dollar project, this, however you quantify those things. Okay. This with certain types of engineering, with product development, with R&D, with business development, with sales, whatever, and have it that way. So they look at this and go, damn, this person's done a lot and done it with big companies. When? Well, I don't know. Price of admission. You want that? Let's have the call.
Okay.
That runs. I don't know, because I mean every ATS and every filter and all that is different, but at least you're putting the right things in to get picked. Okay. They're not looking at it like, and then you could say, hey, 7 years experience in engineering, 8 years experience in R&D. You know what I mean? Rather than having to work backwards, like, trying to
Yeah,
piece
I
it
got
together.
I got the picture. Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Good. One last thing.
Yeah.
I've seen some videos about there being a lot of fake postings by companies. Is this something that is really out there? Is really real?
Over
Should I,
30%.
okay, do I need to worry about that or just don't worry about it, just keep going?
Keep going. Keep going.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. Here, don't worry about it. I mean, just don't. If you don't hear from them, you know, as I said in the course, and I'll repeat it again. A couple of things at play here. Are there fake postings? Yes, absolutely. Is it shitty? Absolutely. However, if you're going to put the company hat on, they're doing it to build a pipeline, because what they're doing is, hey, if I know, I mean, this is how this conversation goes. Hey, you know what? We're trying to expand. We may be getting a big contract here. We're negotiating that right now. And if that happens, that means that immediately we're going to need 50 people on that if we get that gig. So let's go ahead and ramp up right now and build a pipeline on people so we can tap into that, okay, and know who's available. That's one reason they do it. They get the contract, great, boom, you get the call. They don't get the contract, they just build a pipeline. It could be that. It could be, hey, you know what, who's on the market right now? Let's see who. You know what, we just got a bunch of resumes in from Alcatel. You know what, I wonder what's going on over there, because must be a bunch of really unhappy people over at Alcatel right now. See what I mean? So they're doing it for Intel. They're doing it because um, this is a shitty one. I don't think this happens as much. It happens in bad organizations, but it's like, hey, you know what? We want to keep our own people on their toes. You know what? Oh, yeah, we're growing. We're expanding. You better get your ass in gear and you better hit your numbers, because you know what? Yeah, look, we got postings up here. Okay. Bad. Um, but the other thing, and why you don't hear from people, is because they're either fake jobs, they have already been filled internally before that they have to post it. That happens a shit ton. Okay. We have to post this for umpteen other jillion legal reasons, whatever. We have to post it, but the job's already been filled, because I already know that I'm hiring my brother-in-law. I am, elevating such and such up. We restructured the department, but the post is there. Legit. And the last thing is, um, these people are oftentimes, especially if it's a larger organization, they're working so many recs that they have no idea, they're overwhelmed. They have no time to get back with you. That's it. They can barely get the hiring manager to respond to an email. And so by the time it's done, the hiring manager says, oh yeah, we don't need that anymore. Okay. So that happens. Last thing I want to say, and this is slimy, but it happens. Okay. Look, there are good people in-house, there are bad people in-house. There are good agency recruiters, there are bad agency recruiters. Okay. And I have seen this. So sometimes, let's say that someone is a bad agency recruiter example. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you how it works, but this doesn't happen often. So I don't want you to think, oh my God, all recruiters suck. Take the call with the recruiter. Okay. But I've seen people put up a posting. Let's say they want to do business with XYZ company over here, but they can't get in. So what they do is they put up a fake posting of their own for this type of position. So I'm going to pull candidates and I'm going to cherry pick the best candidates. So you know what? I can't get in over here, and they have all kinds of business that I want. But you know what? Elvis is a fantastic engineer here. And I pulled up his resume along with 30 others for this fake job that I just put up. And you know what? I could take Elvis's resume and go, you know what? I have this fantastic telecommunications engineer over here. Don't you want to see them? Well, yeah, that would be interesting. So it's my way of using you as bait to get into them. I know it's really crappy, but that happens. Okay. That happens a lot, with load bad recruiters. So my point is this. I'll put a punctuation mark on it. Do fake postings exist? Yes. Should you be concerned about them? Only to the degree that you go down the rabbit hole on them. Okay. You don't, apply. If you hear from them, fantastic. If you don't, okay. If it is filled immediately, again, I've been there. I've been there on both sides of this situation where you sit there and you go, that's son of a bitch. I can't believe that they, why would they do that? They need to know. I'll give them a piece of mind. And you waste a week because you're pissed off about them. Don't worry about it. Find a real human being, work backwards like we taught in the course. And work backwards, find the real hiring manager. Hey, are you still hiring for this? Did you feel that? You still open? You still taking this? And I go back to what I said also in the course is that idea of TOMA, of top of mind awareness. Again, if they're working 15 low number to 25, 35, 50 recs, hey, they may not have gotten to you yet. So you knock on the door is not a bad thing. Hope that helps. Cool. All right. What else? Yes, David.
Okay, well, I guess I have two questions. I mean, yesterday I had an interview with Meta. I don't mind saying that, and we just didn't connect. I didn't connect with the interviewer. This is the question I sent you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a white male. She wasn't a white male, so we just
Right.
didn't connect during the interview. So I guess the question is, how do I deal with that? And then I'll ask my second question at the same time too, if that's okay.
No, sure. I mean,
Okay. Yeah, okay.
the connecting, there are going to be people that you click with, people that you
Yeah.
don't. There are going to be certain types of people that you click with, certain that you don't. How do you do that? There is no magic answer for that because you can only be you. I mean, I'm not going to sound all, it sounds so generic and woo-woo here, but it's facts, okay? If you're going to be a fake person or alter yourself somehow so I can communicate better with, minority women or, this or whatever, you're doing them and you a disservice, okay? Because you're expected to be fake upon that. That's not it. Just go be you. Just go be you. And the other thing, to your point on this, there are people who I can think of two examples, okay? And this is about 2 years ago. I was in a meeting and a woman walked in. She's incredibly accomplished, incredibly, brilliant woman. I hated her. Okay. I mean, from the moment she walked in the door, it grated me. Okay. And I had to work with, why? She reminded me of my ex-wife. Exactly. Okay. I'm like, you are a different looking version of my ex-wife. And I don't care what you say, just stomping on the brakes. I know, horrible, petty, and human, because that happens. Because you're going to meet somebody, and you know what? They're going to go, you know what? I knew a guy once who wore a black shirt and a black hat, and he was an asshole, and I don't like him. And that's it. Nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. So just go be you. Yep. What
Okay.
else?
Oh, that makes sense. I guess my other question is, I've been an embedded software developer for many decades, honestly.
Right.
And I went to get more into project management, and that's why I sent you that resume. So I guess I'll get your results on that. But I guess as a general statement or question to you, I guess like you mentioned, the functional resume, I guess maybe head toward that to get rid of my embedded software experience to make me look a little bit fresher in the field I want to get into. I guess
Absolutely.
confirmation on that.
Yeah, more functional, more of what you've done, more of what you can deliver, not as much chronological. I'm also a bigger fan of front loading stuff because here's the deal. You can't count on them getting to the middle of the page. And the more you can tell them, this is how we think. Okay. Tell me in 2 sentences what you've done, where you've been. Okay. And again, I don't know if you follow, but I'm not a baseball guy, but this analogy works. Okay. In baseball, if you're talking about someone, you go, okay, he's a 6'3", left-handed middle reliever. You know exactly what that means. Okay. If you know baseball, you know exactly what that means. Okay. You know, the physical stature, you know their position, you know the role that they play. Okay. That is it. Or, football, pick it. You know what? He's, 6'4", 6'4" safety from SEC. Okay. You kind of have an idea. We think like that. Okay. Software engineer, you and everybody else. Okay. So software engineer specializing in this, work with these companies. Okay. It's no dating. Okay. Hey, I got a 5'6" blue-eyed brunette. Okay. I got a 6'2" blonde, guy from California. Okay. That's it. We think in labels. I know that's horrible and shitty and pisses a lot of, people off. But that's how you're thinking it. Where can I categorize this person? Because I'm looking for this. Do you fit roughly this? And if I see this instantly on a paper, I can go, okay, software engineer, worked with this, specializes in this, this, this. Okay, great. Now I'll go down the further in the page. If I have to look for it, okay, good luck. Yeah. Cool. All right. What else? Who's next? Let's hit it.
Oh, you bring a lot of good points, and it's funny that David said about software, and I'm thinking, wow, most of us can remember so many software languages that the young people have never heard of.
Mhm.
Whether it's Fortran or it's just like you start Fortran and
COBOL.
COBOL and RPG and they go, what? Ada.
Right.
Ada was huge.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll get back to mine.
DOS.
Well, DOS still
Hey,
exists.
look, my first job out of college was selling one of the very, very, very early internet services. And I had to go in, suit and tie in New York City, dealing with executives and, well, let me show you how we can get dial up online here through our 2400 baud modem. Okay. We're relics. Okay. I get it.
Yeah, me too. So by the way, my first name's Jose, so you don't have to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just easier.
It is.
So I was born in Spain,
Uh-huh.
finished high school in Puerto Rico.
Oh,
Lived in 6 different countries, and so there you go.
there you go. Good. Wonderful.
So let's see. It's you kind of already addressed a lot of it. And I wish I could teach part-time college part-time because I want to. But here's the thing. You can't really get past either the labels or the perfect fit because we're just using heuristics,
Mhm.
so you hit it right on the head. And I just want to know, it's like, how do I get past the perfect fit? I personally, I can do so many things and people just can't wrap their heads around it. They want it to be linear. Like my wife's resume after 31 years in nursing
Mhm.
is 1 page. It
Yeah.
has been 1 page. It will continue to be 1 page. It's like you see it, you look at it, yes or no.
It's the blessing and the curse of being in an industry that's ever evolving and changing, because, well, I mean, like I said, a nurse, hey, if you've been, if you've been an ER nurse or an OBG, nurse,
That's it.
that's what you do. We know, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
but it makes it easy.
Where'd you do it? How long you done it? That's it. Something like this, a little different. Okay. Here's the thing. You're right. People are looking for the, 2 things. Okay. The perfect fit. On paper, there's nothing on the paper and on the front end, there's nothing you can do about the perfect fit. Okay.
Right.
Because I mean, it's the way people write job descriptions. Okay.
Mhm.
It's they always want something and are written for something that's unattainable that only, Jesus, Buddha, Moses, and Oprah can fill. You know, I mean, it's nothing. It's impossible. I can't do it. It's a wish
Right.
list. All right. And you're never going to get past that. Okay. When you get to a human, I think framing it like that, say, look, I mean, you bet we all want something, you know, I like, you know, you want this, pick a person, pick anything. Okay. Perfection's a myth. What are your must-haves? Okay. What are your must-haves on this? There's a must-have and a nice to have. Okay. That's it. And you start framing it that way to them. And you're basically showing that, you know. I tell you what's funny though, is the worst thing anybody can say, and I said this in the course, the worst thing that people our age can do is, well, I can do anything. I don't need you to do everything. I need this. Okay. You know, that's fantastic. You know, you can build a table and you can do this. I need this hole drilled right here. That's what I need right now. Okay. Or I'm a quick learner. Okay. Those are important, but they carry no weight. You see what I mean? And so I think the best thing is, you know, and we talked a little bit about this in the workshop, is this idea of how you turn the tables and start asking your questions. Because if you're just answering questions and they're saying, well, we're looking for this and this and this. Okay, no, but what are you really looking for? Why is this urgent? Why is this important? What happens if it does not occur? Okay. What's missing? And then you ask that early on and you start framing your tool bag of massive experience here to this, you know? And the only way to do that really is going to be once you're in person or talking with somebody. Getting past the first screen, yeah, but getting past the first screen a little harder, you know, on that. But yeah. Yeah, I think if you can try and convey to somebody, because again, they're looking for, you don't know exactly what they're looking for. So yeah, you have all these many things on there and you can put them there. What you don't want it to be, okay? And did you send me your resume?
I was a little behind, but yes, I did send it. I don't
Okay,
think that
I think I did see it because I saw
yeah,
one
good.
yesterday. I'm sorry, and forgive me if I couldn't remember exactly, but I saw one. It may have been yours.
Right.
It had all kinds of stuff up top. It was very, and again, I'm not throwing you under the bus. I'm saying I saw a resume.
Right.
Very confusing and convoluted.
Ah.
It
Okay.
had a lot of stuff on there, and I'm sitting there going, I don't know what the hell this guy does. I know it's very technical, but I don't know what it does. I don't know what he does. Okay. So back to okay, if I'm looking for a square, you know, I've got a square hole, I need a square peg. Do they do this? Yeah. And gift with purchase, you also get all this other good stuff down at the bottom. Okay. And the other is, unless you're going for a certain thing where academics is key, don't put it at the top. Okay. Don't put it at the top. I don't give a shit about do you have a degree? Yes. Is it in many things? Awesome. I'm more interested in what you can do and have done right now that's relevant to this. Degrees and all that go at the bottom, unless you're in academia. So hope that helps.
It does.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I had that resume done basically because I just I'm here's my problem. I'm an excellent operations guy, excellent worker, work obsessed. I am what they call in negotiation deal prone, which is I don't want to hear it. I don't have time for this. Let's shake hands so I can get back to work.
You and I would get along. Yeah.
I'm all work. I don't want to talk. You know, we'll talk happy hour, but as far as work, I don't take breaks.
Right.
100% focus, live to work. I don't know how to job hunt. I'm the first one to tell you I don't know how to do it. I farm it out to people to do my resume. And the idea of rewriting my resume, first of all, I think I'm lying. I'm like, hey, baby, you don't know, but I have a 5.0 Mustang and I have a boat and I make you feel amazing. And it that's what it feels like. Like it's like, what do I have to say to get that first smile?
It's only the sociopaths that really love talking about themselves. And let me tell you how wonderful I am. And enough about me. What do you think about me? I get it. It is hard. No, but here's the deal. This is the one time in your life you're really allowed to toot your own horn. Okay. But here's the one thing I'm going to say. Okay. More crazy West Texas, you know, baseball quotes. But the old, you know, the old ball player Dizzy Dean said, if you've done it, it ain't bragging. Okay. If you've done it, it ain't bragging. And so stick to facts. You're not like, well, I'm a forward-thinking visionary thought leader. Horse shit. Okay. No one cares about that. They care about what did you do? How well did you do it? Who did you do it for? Can you do it for me? That's it. That's it.
We must be coming across different people, and part of my problems, I don't have I don't have an issue starting at the lower rungs, and it just blows their mind. Because if I were to say what I've actually done, it sounds incredibly arrogant, which I'm very arrogant to begin with. But yes, I can pull it off. One, two, they have no concept, they have no context to understand what you just said. That's amazing.
It is.
Yeah, you know, my wife is like that all the time. It's like, we saved somebody's life. You know what they complain about? They didn't get the water. They wanted water, they had to wait for water for a half hour. It's like, you saved their life and the baby.
You're
no
at the Last
context.
Supper and you bitch about the chicken. I get it. Yeah.
Pretty much.
I mean,
It's one of those.
yeah, I think that it's okay to talk about yourself. The one thing, and again, forgive me, it may have been your resume. I don't know, but I'll send you the notes. Look, less is more. Simplify it. Get the date. Think of it like Tinder or Bumble or anything like that. Nobody's getting married off that. Okay, hot or not. Okay, yeah, I'm interested. I want to go further. Boom. Oh, interesting. Yep. Okay. That's what your resume does. Okay. Do I want to actually take this person to the next round, have a real conversation with them? Yet people put way too much crap in there, too much fluff, and thinking, no one reads it. Okay. You want stuff that's going to be picked up, obviously. Icons. What are you doing? No, ditch the icons. Okay. Like, I mean, I've seen some people that have like, here's the LinkedIn icon. Here's the IG icon. Here's, my email emoji. No one gives a shit. Simple, old school, text. There you go. That's less is more. Less is more. That's it. Tell me who you are, what you do, what you've done, who you did it for, how well you did it, and can you do it for me? The rest is superfluous and we'll get there. Cool. Good stuff. All right. What else? Yes.
I just want to share very quickly with Jose that I understand because I did some really weird stuff too. And so basically, I have like 3 or 4 versions of the resume, depends on where I'm going from or going for. But or you kind of ask yourself that, like, what are the 3 or 4 things that I'm willing to do? And I think as I'm getting older, I'm getting more and more stingy with my time. Because time is more of a scarcity than money for me at this point. So and just very quickly, I started out as a mining engineer and geologist and working all over the world digging up the earth. And then for the last 20 years, I was with EPA fixing my problems. So, and in between, I did some research and development, making explosives. And then I spent like a couple rotation on a Navy hospital ship. So it's all over. And so I just kind of have to tailor the resume on different employees.
I'd lead with, I blow stuff up and then go from there. Here's the thing too. I mean, everybody's a little different, but I mean, go on LinkedIn. I hate LinkedIn. Okay. Go on there and everybody's saying the same damn thing. All right. And again, all you're interested in is to get their attention enough to have the conversation. Okay. If you're qualified, if you can do it or not, what you've done. Like I said, if you've done it, it ain't bragging. But I think something that is, if you're comfortable with it and it fits your personality, look, there's nothing wrong with taking a swing at something that is attention grabbing. Okay. And that's more of a human thing. That's an email you'd send to a hiring manager or something like that. I mean, you do you and whatever works, but I'm saying if you're playing the same game, and not getting anywhere, or if you're going to get rejected and turned down anyway, shake it up a little bit and try something different. So cool. All right, gang. Anything else before we wrap up? Yeah, Dave.
Okay, there. I found the unmute button. Oh, I just wanted to say, yeah. My wife's a nurse too, so they're great people. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
All good. All
Yes.
good. Yep. Elvis, what's up?
Yeah, obviously there's these sites like LinkedIn and Indeed, but beyond that, I found a site called Flex Jobs that I really like. Do you have any that you've come across or your customers have come across that seem to not be with bogus jobs and that are pretty straightforward? Because in
No.
LinkedIn, you go in there and, oh, 1,000 people have applied. So, we're like, what the hell then?
Yeah. The answer is no. I mean, I wish there were, but there's not. I mean, I'm on them all the time. Okay. Um, I think it depends on what your industry is. I think if there's a way that you have a niche and there is something that is for your particular industry, I think that's good. Okay. I mean, go super micro, but like I hate ZipRecruiter. Indeed, I find confusing. LinkedIn, for all of its bullshit, actually isn't a bad place. Okay. When you get a good one, you get a good one. You have to sort through a lot of bad ones. But and some of these other smaller ones, I don't know about Flex Jobs, but some of these others out there are aggregators. So what you're doing is they're basically pulling from other sites and posts. So you're seeing the same thing again and again. No, I wish there were a better answer, but no. Look for it and do your homework on your own. And if you are going to go for sites, I think that, if it's a niche site within an industry or a field, that's not a bad way to go,
Okay. If I see some good opportunities on these sites, normally I'll just go direct to the company that's got the post. I'll go
Totally.
to their site directly.
Yeah, totally. I go to the site directly, but again, I'm a bigger fan of, look, and again, may not fit your personality. Totally respect that. Because I've had some people go, oh, that never work. Well, look, if it's not working right now, try it my way. But it's the idea of ask for forgiveness, not permission, and you take control of it. Meaning, I'll apply online. I'll play your game and do that and apply online. You bet. But meanwhile, I'm going to go contact that hiring manager directly. And I'd rather get yelled at by Brittany, the 24-year-old junior recruiter who's pissed off because you went 3 levels over her head. Meanwhile, I'm having the conversation, and that VP over there, should called and said, hey, you need to really have a talk with Elvis. So, my thoughts. Cool. All right, gang. Hey, I appreciate you being here. Thank you for signing up, for being a part of things, for subscribing on YouTube and everything else. If you haven't already, do that. And again, I'll send out the replay for this. You can see it. If you have any other, if you want to go deeper, just like I said, if you want to go deeper on this, I will send you the link. And again, we can do a one-on-one session. Okay. And that's usually 90 minutes. You get a replay. We'll cover anything you want. And then there's also a way to do it for like over 90 days. So it's like, hey, go through your whole search, kind of an on-call, when do you need it type of thing. But I want to make myself available for that. And anyway, tell your friends, and good luck with everything. Okay. All right. See you guys. Thanks.